Greetings yet again, acolytes of the galaxy and students of the Force, and welcome back to the channel and our archives. Just a short while ago, we posted a video talking about the creature known as the Bendu, a powerful being that claimed complete and total neutrality within the Force. We discussed his power over the Force and how he was able to manipulate it in the way that he did, unlike any Jedi or Sith before him. A few of you in our comment section raised your hands in question and posted a rather interesting one. Could the Bendu kill Abeloth, one of the many mystical titans of Star Wars lore? Abeloth made herself notorious in legends after she rose once more to terrorize the galaxy, only being defeated by Grandmaster Luke Skywalker at his most powerful, coupled with the combined might of the Sith and Darth Krayt. In the novel, Abeloth is beaten back by Luke, but not killed. We've gone over the power of Abeloth time and time again, so now we want to ask a different question. Following her defeat, Abeloth again is not killed, but only returns herself to a slumber for yet another several millennia. Her control over the Force is unlike most any other beings, and she managed to take the spot as one of the most powerful beings in all of Star Wars lore, eclipsing the might of any Jedi or Sith that came before or after her as a Force entity. The short answer is no. The Bendu could not kill Abeloth, and it is highly debatable whether she even can be killed or not. But why is this? What makes Abeloth so powerful? And the only thing keeping her down is her imprisonment by the combined might of the ones of Mortis, the Jedi, and the Sith. Well, stick with us today, curious acolytes of the Force, as we open another holocron and measure just how powerful Abeloth really is and was, and explain why she cannot be killed. The secrets to Abeloth's power lie in her backstory. This video is not about her backstory though, as we have done a full video and explanation on Abeloth before, so I will summarize her story as best as possible. According to the legend told by the Killik people, Abeloth originally started as someone simply known as the Servant, with her real name being lost to time. The Servant had somehow landed on the original tropical planet of the Ones of Mortis. This was nearly 100,000 years ago, so this was before the Ones had even found Mortis. Long story short, the Servant became a part of this family in the Ones, and she essentially took the place as the Mother. The Mother keeping the son and daughter in line and directing their energies other places that would be more constructive, rather than the daughter who was the light and the son who was the dark constantly fighting with one another. The Mother, or the Servant, was the absolute greatest thing that ever happened to the Ones of Mortis, creating peace where the Father could not. However, this peace only lasted for so long, as it quickly became apparent that the Servant was aging and was still very much mortal. The Servant, or the Mother, loved them as children, but was not like them. Fearful that her family would abandon her, she went to two places that would secure her ultimate power and immortality: the Font of Power and the Pool of Knowledge. These places were nexuses of Force energy rich in the dark and light sides of the Force respectively. Long ago, the son had attained his power by drinking from the Font of Power, taking in all the richness of the dark side of the Force. And at the same time, the daughter bathed in the Pool of Knowledge, which granted her the richness of the light side. Desperate to remain with her new family, the Mother did both of these things, only to a tragic result. The Font of Power granted the Mother limitless power of all of the past and future, and the Pool of Knowledge did the same, but for knowledge and intelligences, again granting her the knowledge of all the past and the future. Because the Mother was mortal though, and not of the same race as the One, this process had unintended side effects. She became a mutated monster, consumed by darkness, and an imbalance of the Force, caught between light and dark, transforming into a being of eldritch nightmares. The Mother attempted to use her powers to enslave her family and force them to kneel before her ultimate power. But the Father was disgusted and took his children away, leaving the Mother all alone on this tropical world, twisted and corrupted eternally by the powers that were not meant to be hers. This created the being known as Abeloth, as the Mother disintegrated into nothingness, a brand new creature, a creature of near limitless power. This officially drove her to madness. The Ones then employed the help of the Krillix to build a center point station, and would encase their original homeworld in a shell of black holes known as the Maw, in the very center of the deep core of the galaxy, in order to contain her might. Abeloth would actually escape the Maw every so often though, whenever the flow of time in the Force was altered. Abeloth thrived on fear and doom, fanning the flames of conflict every time that she escaped, and sending the galaxy into chaos and turmoil. Each time Abeloth escaped, the son and daughter would return to the Krillix and defeat Abeloth, locking her back within her eternal prison. This cycle would repeat itself hundreds of thousands of years until the death of the ones during the era of the Clone War, marking a substantial change. Abeloth would escape again during the era of Luke Skywalker, and although Luke beat her back and made it seem as though she was dead, she was not truly ever gone. Luke himself admitted that no being of the Force could ever be killed truly, and he estimated that Abeloth one day would return, possibly in 100 or 1,000 years. His contingency plan for Abeloth was to find the Mortis dagger and keep it with the Jedi for many generations to come as a way to possibly kill this Force deity, since the dagger successfully killed the ones of Mortis during the Clone Wars so many years ago. Though I think it is important to mention that Luke only theorized that the dagger would be able to kill Abeloth, but this was never actually a proven fact, as Abeloth eclipses the power of even the ones. The reason Abeloth is so incredibly powerful is because unlike the son and the daughter, who only drank or bathed in one of these nexuses, Abeloth did both, attaining all knowledge and power of past and future, which she used to great and terrible effect. Abeloth had many strange and incredibly powerful abilities with hardly any restriction on any of them. The power of the dark side Force Nexus, combined with the knowledge of how to use it from the light side Nexus, made her almost completely unstoppable. This was a being so powerful that her mere presence threw the galaxy into turmoil, and her power levels in the Force were beyond planetary level, eclipsing even Luke Skywalker, the son of the Chosen One. It is safe to say that with all of this, Abeloth probably knew and had mastered every Force ability known to the galaxy, except of course the elusive power of Force Light, which required one to be pure of heart and firmly rooted in the light side. Beyond this sole ability though, Abeloth had better force healing than anything Luke had ever seen before, and even after she was thought to be completely destroyed, one wriggling tentacle was all it took for Luke to know that she would never be truly gone or defeated. Abeloth is possibly the most powerful dark side affiliated being in all of Star Wars, and until the time where the Mortis dagger is found and tested on Abeloth, we can't be too certain that she isn't completely immortal. Well friends, and students of the Force, I hope you enjoyed this holocron opening and video breakdown, and hopefully we answered some questions for you. I find these incredibly powerful Force beings so very interesting, and I fully intend on talking more about them in the future. So if you're interested in some of the most powerful entities in all of Star Wars, force crush that subscribe button. Until then, my friends, go in peace, and may the Force be with you.